The internet is absolutely losing its mind right now. Timelines flooded, group chats on fire, and trending hashtags climbing by the second. All because Candace Owens and Elon Musk just dropped explosive claims about Erika Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk. It all went down during a surprise late-night space/podcast crossover. The kind of unfiltered digital chaos where egos clash and truth bombs get dropped without warning. Both Candace and Elon hinted that Erika isn't who she pretends to be, that there's something darker beneath her polished, empowered widow persona. Nobody saw it coming. One moment, they were debating media hypocrisy. The next, they were naming names. And when Erika's name came up, everything shifted. The tone, the energy. The chat went wild. Within minutes, screenshots started circulating, clips were deleted, and speculation exploded across Reddit, Telegram, and X. People are combing through old interviews, trying to find clues that might explain why these two massive voices from completely different worlds suddenly decided to call her out. The question echoing across every platform right now: what did Erika do to make even Elon Musk speak out? Because when billionaires and political commentators start agreeing on something, you know it's about to get messy. To understand why Candace Owens and Elon Musk's comments hit so hard, you have to look at the evolution of Erika Kirk, a transformation that's left the internet completely divided. When Charlie Kirk passed away, Erika was seen as the heartbroken widow, quietly mourning while holding her family together. Her early appearances were emotional and graceful, the image of a woman surviving unimaginable loss. But that sympathy didn't last long. Within months, Erika reinvented herself, not just as a public figure, but as a brand. She began introducing herself as a CEO, speaker, and media personality, stepping into the spotlight with a confidence that felt almost rehearsed. Observers couldn't help but notice how her entire aura shifted. Gone were the somber tones and modest appearances, replaced by designer outfits, exclusive galas, and private jet trips. She began rubbing shoulders with powerful political influencers, tech billionaires, and Hollywood conservatives. The widow who once asked for privacy was suddenly a headliner, speaking on stages, launching partnerships, and promoting a new image of empowerment and faith-driven leadership. To some, Erika's transformation was inspiring proof that women can rebuild after tragedy, but to others, it felt too polished, too fast, and too strategic. Online critics call her calculated, cold, and corporate, a woman who turned grief into a marketing plan. Her followers, meanwhile, defend her fiercely, saying she's just reclaiming her life and refusing to be defined by loss. And now, with Candace Owens hinting that there's a darker truth behind the facade, the internet's interest has reignited. It seems Candace has finally decided to say out loud what everyone else has been whispering for months. Candace Owens, the woman known for calling out anyone, anywhere, at any time, finally decided to speak on Erika Kirk, and she did not hold back. During a fiery segment on her show, Candace addressed the growing whispers head-on, her tone sharp, deliberate, and unapologetic. In a moment that sent shockwaves across social media, she said, "There's something deeply performative about the way she's handling her husband's legacy. It's not mourning, it's marketing." The line hit like a thunderclap. Within seconds, clips were circulating, reaction videos were popping up, and Erika's name was trending again for all the wrong reasons. Candace went further, implying that Erika may have used Charlie's death as a platform to elevate her personal brand, aligning herself with major media outlets and political figures to secure her new position as a faith-driven powerhouse. She questioned how someone could grieve so publicly yet benefit so privately, calling it a masterclass in emotional manipulation. The audience was split. Half the internet cheered Candace for saying what they'd been thinking, calling her fearless and the only one brave enough to speak truth. The other half slammed her for being cruel, jealous, and exploiting a widow's pain for clicks. The debate turned vicious. Hashtags like #CandaceVS Erika and #marketinggrief began trending. But just when it seemed the story might fizzle into another online argument, something unexpected happened. Elon Musk entered the conversation, and in that moment, everything changed. Just when the internet thought things couldn't get any more chaotic, Elon Musk stepped in. And that's when the entire story exploded into another level of viral mayhem. It started subtly, with Elon replying to a trending post about Candace Owens' remarks. At first, people assumed it was sarcasm, but within minutes, it became clear he was dead serious. Elon wrote, "Power changes people. Some use tragedy for sympathy, others use it for control." The post sent shockwaves across X. He didn't mention Erika by name, but everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. Within hours, Elon's comment had over 1 million views and thousands of quote posts dissecting every word. Users began pulling up old photos of Erika at political events, pointing out her sudden friendship with tech investors and wealthy conservative donors. Rumors swirled that Elon had encountered Erika personally at a closed-door fundraiser months earlier, and that he'd seen firsthand how she operated behind the cameras. From there, the theories spread like wildfire. Some claimed Elon was subtly confirming Candace's accusations that Erika was using grief and influence as a ladder to power. Others believed Elon was speaking more broadly about corruption within elite conservative circles. But it didn't matter what he meant, the internet had already made up its mind. Erika Kirk became the headline name in a narrative she couldn't control, as memes, edited clips, and dramatic breakdowns flooded every platform. One thing became clear. This wasn't just gossip anymore, it had evolved into a digital trial. And now that Elon Musk, one of the most influential voices on the planet, had weighed in, the story had gone from scandal to spectacle. Whatever Erika Kirk thought she was building, it was now being torn apart, one viral post at a time. After Elon Musk's cryptic remarks set the internet ablaze, the so-called receipts began pouring in, and that's when the situation spiraled completely out of control. Within hours, anonymous accounts on Reddit, Telegram, and X began posting what they claimed were screenshots, deleted emails, and insider messages linked to Erika Kirk's private communications. Some showed supposed DMS between her and event sponsors dated just weeks after Charlie's passing, negotiating new deals and partnerships. Others alleged she had signed a media contract under her own name, using connections she inherited from her late husband's organization. The narrative turned darker when users claimed to have found old drafts of speeches and promotional content, prepared months in advance, suggesting that Erika's rebranding as a faith-based entrepreneur wasn't spontaneous grief recovery, but a carefully timed strategy. Screenshots of private group chats began circulating, showing associates praising her for turning tragedy into traction. Whether real or fabricated, the damage was already done. The public believed it. Candace Owens wasted no time amplifying the chaos. She reposted one of the viral screenshots with a cutting caption, "This is what happens when influence becomes an addiction." That single line reignited the firestorm. Suddenly, everyone wanted to see the evidence for themselves. YouTube, commentary channels, TikTok analysts, and gossip podcasts jumped in, dissecting every blurry screenshot and unverified email like it was courtroom proof. Meanwhile, Erika's team stayed completely silent. No statements, no posts, nothing, and that silence spoke volumes. Each hour without a response fueled the perception that something was being hidden. Hashtags like hashtag Erika Kirk exposed, hashtag ELON knows, and hashtag Candace vs Erika hit millions of views, turning what started as a rumor into a full-blown media event. By now, it wasn't just about Erika's alleged actions, it was about what her story represented: ambition, image, and betrayal within the glossy world of political influence. The supposed evidence, real or not, had done its job. The internet had made up its mind, and the verdict was clear. Erika Kirk's perfect widow persona had cracked wide open. As the alleged evidence flooded every corner of social media, the internet erupted into a digital civil war. Overnight, Erika Kirk became one of the most polarizing names online, with every influencer, podcaster, and political commentator taking sides. One half of the internet painted her as a calculated manipulator, a woman who turned grief into a branding opportunity and mastered the art of emotional marketing. The other half defended her just as fiercely, calling her a strong, resilient widow being unfairly targeted by jealous rivals and opportunistic voices looking for clout. On Reddit and X, endless threads compared her old interviews with her new ones, noting how her voice, tone, and demeanor had shifted from humble mourning to polished confidence. "She's not grieving, she's networking," one viral post read, while another countered, "Why can't a woman rebuild after loss without being crucified for it?" TikTok edits juxtaposed footage of Erika's tearful tributes to Charlie, with clips of her giving motivational speeches in designer outfits, overlaid with captions like "From widow to CEO in record time." Candace Owens supporters doubled down, claiming they'd seen this influence rebrand pattern before. They accused Erika of using faith and feminism as tools to sell her new image. Meanwhile, Elon Musk's fans flooded the comments with his quote, "Some use tragedy for sympathy, others for control. turning it into a viral soundbite symbolizing hypocrisy in high places. But in between the outrage and defense, something more complex was brewing: fascination. People couldn't look away. Every new rumor, every leak, every cryptic post from Erika or her circle became fuel for obsession. Her silence, her posture, even her choice of words during public appearances were picked apart like clues in a mystery thriller. The irony: the louder the internet argued, the more famous Erika became. Whether she was a villain or a victim didn't even matter anymore. She was now the story. A living headline that no one could stop scrolling past. And as the noise reached its peak, one question lingered in every comment section: was Erika Kirk truly guilty of deception? Or just the latest casualty of a culture addicted to tearing women down the moment they rise? As the chaos unfolded, one question began to dominate every discussion thread: was this really about exposing Erika Kirk, or was something much bigger at play? The unlikely alliance between Candace Owens and Elon Musk raised eyebrows everywhere. Two powerful voices from completely different worlds, one rooted in political commentary, the other in tech dominance, suddenly aligning on the same message. It didn't feel accidental. It felt strategic. Some analysts believe Candace and Elon are using the Erika Kirk scandal as a distraction or power move to reshape the conversation within conservative influence circles. Both have had public tensions with major media outlets and Turning Point USA in the past. And Erika, as Charlie Kirk's widow, represents a bridge between old guard, conservative media, and the next generation of influencers. Targeting her could send a message: we decide who controls the narrative now. But that's not where the theories end. A darker layer is emerging online: whispers that Erika may have known something about Charlie's final days that powerful figures didn't want exposed. Some users claim this coordinated call-out might be an attempt to discredit her before she talks. Others suggest it's all political theater, a setup designed to shift attention away from internal scandals brewing in both Candace's and Elon's circles. Every new angle adds more confusion, more speculation, more intrigue. Was this collaboration a genuine moral stand, or a tactical takedown disguised as truth? Nobody knows for sure. But the optics are undeniable: two of the loudest names in culture teaming up against one woman. And whether they're uncovering corruption or manufacturing it, one thing is certain: the internet can't look away. The fire keeps growing, and Candace and Elon seem to be standing right at the center, watching it burn. By this point, the scandal had grown far beyond Erika Kirk herself. It was shaking the very foundations of the conservative media empire Charlie Kirk once built. Turning Point USA, the organization that once represented unity, influence, and moral authority, now found itself tangled in chaos. Erika's name was plastered across headlines, podcasts, and gossip pages, her silence amplifying the noise even louder. Sponsors started to quietly pull out of events, PR firms went into emergency mode, and insiders whispered about mass unfollows and deleted collaborations. It wasn't just a scandal anymore, it was a collapse in motion. Behind closed doors, reports claimed Turning Point's leadership was panicking. Board members were allegedly questioning Erika's leadership decisions, especially her too-fast rebranding of the organization under her own image. Some said it felt like she was trying to erase Charlie's legacy, turning what was once his mission into her empire. Others defended her, insisting she was keeping his vision alive in her own way. But the infighting had already begun, and when the cracks start at the top, they spread fast. Even major political allies began distancing themselves. No one wanted to be caught in the fallout of an influencer who might soon be publicly discredited by both Candace Owens and Elon Musk. Every major outlet was chasing the story, every headline bolder than the last. Turning Point turmoil. Erika Kirk's empire under fire. Candace and Elon versus the widow. Online, people speculated whether this was karma, coincidence, or conspiracy. Was Erika's empire built on tragedy, or was it being destroyed by forces that couldn't control her? The line between power and downfall blurred completely, and through it all, Erika stayed silent. No statement, no video, no denial, only that cold calm silence that made everything sound even guiltier. The empire that once looked unshakable was now trembling under the weight of its own secrets. And as more receipts surfaced, it became clear this wasn't just about Erika Kirk's image. This was about who would own the narrative of an entire movement once the dust settled. As the scandal spiraled out of control, the story stopped being just about power and politics. It became painfully personal. Erika Kirk, once seen as the picture of strength and grace, had become the internet's favorite target. Every photo, every word, every expression was turned into evidence against her. The woman who once inspired sympathy was now being dragged through digital fire, her grief questioned, her motives mocked, her entire identity dissected by millions of strangers. Behind the noise, something deeper was breaking. Those close to her described her as withdrawn, watching the chaos unfold while the world debated her morality. She doesn't even recognize her own reflection anymore. One insider allegedly said. Supporters pleaded for empathy, reminding people that she had still lost a husband, still had children watching their mother get torn apart online, but sympathy had become a rare commodity in the social media arena. Outrage sold better. Meanwhile, Candace Owens stood by her words, saying she'd simply spoken the truth, while Elon Musk's comments continued to echo like a digital ghost, cryptic, cold, and impossible to ignore. Erika's silence, once interpreted as dignity, now looked like defeat. In the end, the public's obsession blurred into something darker, a fascination with watching a woman's downfall in real time. From widow to mogul to alleged manipulator, Erika's journey became the internet's latest morality play. And as the headlines piled up and the hashtags refused to die, one thing became clear. In the world of influence, there are no heroes, only survivors, and now, after weeks of chaos, deleted posts, and online warfare, the entire world is holding its breath waiting for Erika Kirk to finally speak. Every outlet is begging for her statement. Every follower is refreshing her page, but there's still nothing, just silence. A silence so heavy, it's become its own message. Is she hiding? Is she planning her counterattack? Or is this the calm before the biggest revelation yet? If even half of the leaks, messages, and whispers are true, Erika's carefully crafted empire could collapse overnight. The brand, the influence, the polished image, gone in seconds. And as for Candace Owens and Elon Musk, their alliance has already rewritten the narrative. They've turned one woman's reputation into a global talking point, and now the question isn't who's right or wrong, it's who's next. Meanwhile, all eyes are on Usha Vance, still silent. Still missing from the spotlight, the quiet center of a storm that keeps getting darker. Her next move, her next word, even her next post could shift everything. Will she defend, expose, or disappear? Because in this story, nothing is as it seems. Every voice has an agenda, every truth hides a lie, and every receipt might be a trap. What started as gossip has turned into a full-blown war for power, influence, and survival, and the ending hasn't been written yet. So tell me, do you think Candace and Elon are exposing the truth, or playing the game for their own gain? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story isn't over. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what's coming next could expose everything, and trust me, you won't want to miss it.